Players' Behaviours by Aaron Lancaster. In my third video, I'm going to talk about player behaviours. In my second video, I discussed talent identification and pathways. This video can support video 2 by giving my opinion on what player behaviours coaches and scouts should be looking for when identifying talent and placing them into pathways. What are player behaviours? Player behaviour is influenced by human behaviour, which is a complex, reflective, and impulsive process. However, for the purpose of games-based learning, serious games and simulations, we consider player behaviour the way that players act and conduct themselves within the game. Ing 2020. This statement from Ing 2020 implies that human behaviours and player behaviours are two different things. And I agree with this, as in my experience of playing, I always had two different personalities, one for on the pitch and one for off the pitch. Player behaviours are different to human everyday behaviours. This is due to the increased level of competition, as most will play to win, so different behaviours may occur during competition. What are the best behaviours? There are many different opinions into what are the best playing behaviours. As I've said in a previous video, that is why there are so many different coaching styles, and as different coaches will prefer different behaviours. There was a study from Oliver et al. 2010 where the objective was to explore training behaviours perceived to be important by coaches for team sports. This objective was due to the fact that there was a lack of literature regarding player behaviours, so they wanted to contribute. They gathered 30 high-level coaches and put them into focus groups and allowed them to discuss what they believe are effective athlete behaviours within the practice environment. During the discussion, they discovered 7 key behaviours that they spoke about frequently, but in 30 different terms. The 7 key behaviours were professionalism, motivated, coping, committed, effort, seeking information to improve, and concentration. Each key behaviour had sub-behaviours that they spoke about, which you can see in this diagram. These behaviours can be part of an athlete's human behaviours, or they can be coached into. They can also be altered. The FA 2018 have created 10 points that coaches can follow to manage players' behaviours in football. Point 1. Create a club language. This allows players to know how they should be acting when they are representing the club. Point 2. Recognise that better sessions mean fewer problems. This allows the players to be part of the session so that they can get invested and interested. Point 3. Follow consistent coaching routines. This will get the players into a routine to create smoother sessions and less breaks for explanation. Point 4. Set boundaries and stick to them. This will create some discipline for safety purposes and to create a positive learning environment. Point 5. Building in time to chat. Allow the players to chat before the session starts to let them calm down and focus. Also, I think that it is beneficial for the coaches to find time to chat to players and get their feedback to build coach-athlete relationships. 6. Notice good behaviours. Allow for positive reinforcement for the desired behaviours with the caution of overpraise, as it can result in reduced meaning and worth. 7. Ask the winning team to collect cones. The reasoning for this is that collecting cones shouldn't be considered a job, and that the winning team should do it as a privilege, as it shows respect for your environment. I slightly disagree with the reasoning from the FA. In my coaching practice, participants have to get the equipment in, so I agree with the fact that it should not be a job. In my experience of being a player, it was never considered a privilege to pick up the equipment. Point 8. Think about copycats. If you allow bad behaviours in the group, then others will follow. Similar to point 4 about sticking to your boundaries. Point 9. Be clear about your unacceptable behaviour. This is done by making it clear in communication that it is not the person who is unacceptable, but it is the player's behaviour. The example the FA used was that rude language is disrespectful and using it is unacceptable. Point 10. Remember that the only behaviour you can control is your own. You can only influence your behaviours and solve your problems, not all problems. To conclude, each coach will have different desired behaviours for each player, and it is important that these are effective to allow true coach-athlete relationships to be formed. In my next video, I'm going to speak about talent transfer and athlete transitions.